Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this special bulletin. Rules for thee and not for me has never been more prevalent than what's actually going on with video games of all things. It's a very strange thing to talk about, that discussion of a video game and people's opinions on it, whether it is changes, fixes, or censorship. How it's boiling over to the point where we're talking about things like this. Mark Hearn, Grummz, on social media, calling for FBI to investigate Twitch streamer Denim's after she raises the bounty on his head to $30,000. Now, because every video is someone's first, this started off Grummz going out and being rather vocal on social media and people having opinions on him and getting tired of anything and everything he has to say, to the point where Toneman on Twitter, who has since deleted his account, $20,000 to anyone that makes this dipshit disappear. This is over a video game about Eve's outfits being censored, uncensored. I've talked about it before. Putting a hit, because that's what this is. You can call it a joke, and it's a joke until it isn't. But I'm going to get into that little part of it, the discussion later, because that's really the main point of this. The response to this $20,000 to make him disappear, to the point where it is actually escalated, talking about Denim's, a Twitch streamer. I mean, you want to call her a Twitch streamer. She's an OnlyFans. Lovely, wonderful profession there. OnlyFans, Denim, coming out in one of her live streams, ups her bounty to $30,000. But yes, Grummz says this is getting out of hand. And yes, it is getting out of hand. Twitch should easily ban this woman for what she's doing. And getting the FBI to look into it, I have to agree. Because whether you call it a joke or not, it should be investigated. Because you never know who's listening to these things. But the thing is, it doesn't stop there. Because when did good old Grummz post this one? 2 days ago. 3 days ago now. Bounty is up to $50,000. Kotaku senior editor celebrates. Now, which Kotaku senior editor could this possibly be? I'll give you 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count. It's the wonderful, the lovely. Now, I don't know how she's celebrating, but we have this individual, Gremlo. I'll raise it to $50,000 only because the ass coalition is not being represented. Well, you showed yours in this one, good old buddy boy, because this is social media. And, of course, Alyssa Mercante, the lovely, wonderful, failed cam girl, former cam girl, who, get excited, ladies and gentlemen. She's probably going to be going back to that profession. You don't do this. And why do I say that? I see a bunch of streams that I've been watching this week, talking about it's just a joke, and Grummz just blowing it out of proportion, and it's ridiculous. It's obviously a joke. Now, here's where the problem lies. Number one, if anyone on the opposite side of the ideological spectrum from good old Alyssa or Denim or Gremlo here, or me, if I were to say anything like that, I would have the FBI or national security knocking on my door within 24 hours with all my computer equipment, my accounts frozen. I would be under investigation quick, fast, and in a hurry. But for some reason, it's just a joke, right? Well, the other problem, the second point I'd like to make when it comes to jokes of this nature, if you have a larger following, even if you have a smaller following, you have a few unsavory types. And this is across all social media platforms. This is across all entertainment, all demographics. It's across the board, regardless of what side of the ideological aisle you sit on. You're going to have people that follow you, that idolize you, that take that parasocial relationship to the extreme. This has happened for decades upon decades upon decades. Go look up Dimebag Darrell and see what the problem. I believe, I hope I get her name right. I believe it was Selena that suffered from this as well. Quite a few famous people have suffered this outcome in the past. the problem is when you have an unhinged fan who hears this. Oh, she's going to put out $30,000. I'll do it to make her happy. And they follow through with the supposed joke. And then what is your response? What would you do? What would you do, Gremlo and Alyssa and Denims, if someone was unhinged enough to follow through with this? Would you accept responsibility because you're the one that promoted this bounty on Mark Kern's head? Or would you try to deny it, close yourself off from social media, and try to hide from the deserved consequences of your foolishness? Now, the final point I want to make is there are things you do not yell. There are things that are legitimately 100% against the law as far as simple words, making jokes. Go ahead and go to a crowded theater and yell out that lovely little word. You'll go to jail. You will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. And there's something else. A wonderful little 4-letter word that you do not yell while you're in line with the TSA at an airport. You simply do not do these things because they cause a panic. They cause problems. And I firmly believe this is no different. Things you do not say, things you do not yell, things you do not talk about because someone can take you seriously and the problems that it will cause. So all the social media, all the content creators out there calling this a joke and saying that Grummz is a little taking this too far, I don't think he's taking it far enough. Please forgive me, but every single one of you is wrong in treating this like the joke. Yes, we know they're probably not serious. But you cannot treat it that way because it only takes one person, one single person with the means and the desire to please someone like Denim, to make them happy and fulfill this bounty, this make-believe, fake joke bounty. Because it's only a joke until it isn't a joke. We cannot treat this as a joke. It must be taken seriously. I firmly believe every single one of these people, because it's a serious thing. It's a serious accusation. It's a serious proposal. Treat it as such and force people to face the consequences for their foolishness. But hey, let me know what you think in the comments. Leave a like, leave a dislike. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous and still should not be tolerated. Do all those nifty little things that YouTube is begging to do, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye-bye.